इधर पेशेंट गिरे ना आके
ఓపెన్ చేయగానే
असल स्थिति चला इनका सब obviously yesterday. Yes, yes, because my time that lost. I like say smart people. Clean, is trending. I use this number. Well, no, what do you need to achieve? Yeah, this is right. Yeah, it's a problem.
Hello, hello.
Deal.
Hello, hello.
We are privileged to have with us Radhika Distinct Associate Professor. Science and it brings critical knowledge and emphasizes to our work. Our research areas which includes data systems, value translation, sentiment analysis, and computational number were in the forefront of research in computational linguistics. Dr. Radhika ma'am has contributed extends beyond academia. She is actively involved in several projects, including the GOI, funded video India, who actually value translation for. A recent appointment as the board member of the Center for Implementation CSI India, TIS India, understands the in the future of language technology in the digital communication. We are honored to have Dr. Radhika ma'am with us today and we look forward to getting the insights from her vast experience. Please welcome me. Please welcome Radhika ma'am. Very much. Very thanks. The Miss
Credo Cristo. Hello, hello. Hello.
have much to do with the language part of language technologies. Okay. So before we begin, I would like to ask how many of you speak Telugu? Okay, how many of you don't speak Telugu? They would know Telugu. Only two? So which language? Hindi. Okay. You don't understand any speech. Telugu. You should say that in Telugu. కొంచెం. Okay, so why I asked is I have some examples in Telugu. It is big thing of Hindi also. Okay, so as you know, my topic is sentiment analysis. So and other text classification problems. So before we indulge into that, I just want to ask you, have you heard this term sentiment analysis earlier? So let me just ask him, I can move along or should I be silent? You can say, I can move on. Yeah, so sentiment analysis. How many of you, and I did not see any hand raised, so I'm assuming, how many of you have heard the term sentiment? Just the term sentiment. What do you mean by sentiment? Emotion. So sometimes we usually say, అతనికి చాలా సెంటిమెంట్ అతనికి ఊరు అంటే చాలా సెంటిమెంట్ ఓకే హిస్ విలేజ్ మీన్స్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ సెంటిమెంట్ ఫర్ హిమ్ what do you mean by that when we use such sentences what does it mean emotionally attached so now we got to emotion then attachment right so then when we talk about emotions is sentiment only emotion are there any other emotions other than sentiment? No? What do you mean by emotion? But lovely. Where you express yourself. Very good. Right? So what emotions can you tell? Some words that express that emotion. Anger, frustration, sadness, all negative. Yes. Happiness, joy, all positive. Right? So this is what we'll be talking about when we analysis. This is the polarity we are talking about. Okay? Sentiment, we may talk in terms of emotion, okay, feelings, right? But when it comes to sentiment analysis, we are talking in terms of polarity, that is positive, negative. So the words he gave, okay, anger, sadness, frustration, come on the negative side of it. And what we have given, happiness, joy, these are the positive. So this is, just a bipolarity, like, you are just looking at two elements, positive, negative. But when we talk of sentiment analysis, it can be five range, okay, four, three, okay, it's up to us. As a researcher, how do you want to define? For example, this chair is made of plastic. There's no sentiment there, right? So it may be a neutral sentiment. Similarly, if I so this movie is really frustrating to watch. So suppose we take 5 scale, so it will be on the upper side of the negative. We can define whether we want to be bipolar or not bipolar. But whether we just want to take polarity as a positive and negative, or three scale, positive, neutral, negative, or very positive. Positive, neutral, negative, very negative. Okay, 5 scale. So you can, even in evaluations, like I don't know if you do any other evaluation, course evaluation or so, any poll, if you have this 5 scale, Richter scale, kind of. So the Richter scale, you have this very bad, to very good, right? I mean, when we do paper reviews also, we have different ways of putting them. So so we are able to do it. Now I just said this chair is made of plastic and I'm just giving it the neutral sentiments. But take it in a context. a bigger context, this same sentence can have a positive sentiment, it can have a negative sentiment. Okay. So suppose I create a context like, okay, uh, say I'll just take some name, okay, John. John sat on the chair, he fell down. The chair is made of plastic. Okay. Now, because it was, say, luckily this is a strong chair, don't be afraid of sitting on this. But I'm just giving the context that the chair fell down. John sat in the chair and he fell down because the chair broke. Chair broke because it's made of plastic. So that's a negative sentiment we are creating, that it's the material is very weak. Similarly, I take another context. Okay? Now suppose I have to load the truck or something and they say that minimum 500 kilos only you can load. And then I'm saying, oh, we can load this chair, it's made of plastic. So my sentence, the chair is made of plastic, has a positive thing that it is light in weight. So being light in weight so that it can be accommodated in a truck is a positive thing. Being light in weight and making somebody fall, negative. So same sentence, depending on the context, can be negative or positive. Without any context, the same sentence was neutral sentiment. With context, it could be positive or it could be negative. Right? So when we are doing sentiment analysis, we should pay attention to not just the words, not just the sentences, but also to the document itself, the whole context. So with that, we will just say that my talk will include sentiment analysis. And the given time, we will also look at other kinds of classification problems. Okay, so we will start with sentiment. So I'm not sure how many if people are the back can see the screen. So your eyes are really sharp. Or there are some chairs here. Forward. If people who really cannot see, please come forward. Okay, I'll try to read out what is in the slide, but otherwise, if you are unable to see, please ask. So, sentiment analysis, we will just see what are the resources needed to research in sentiment analysis. Okay, and we will also look at some glimpse of my own work. Okay, I did not put everything here, but just like I said, just a glimpse given the time sequence. So here I'm because the pointer counseling. Yes. This is so as you see the sentiment, we are talking in terms of positive, negative, neutrality. When it comes to emotion, we are talking, okay, these are the emoticons which express happy, anger, shock, sad, okay, some happy and laughing. Okay. So these are some emotions mapped to emoticons. So basically, the sentiment analysis is a computational approach to study a text. Okay, a text, and we try to classify that sentences or the document into any of the categories that are pre-assigned. Okay, so computational, it can be a study of people's opinions, appraisals, attitudes. It is a study underlying emotion in human spoken or written data. So when we talk about polarity, I have already mentioned positive, negative, but sometimes the same sentence can have both the elements. Okay, for example, take this. This is from a movie review. The script is good, but the acting is poor. So you can see this half the sentence is positive, then the half is negative. Overall, the movie is okay. So if I'm marking this review from say 1 to 5, I may end up giving only 3. Okay, because it is balancing both. And it is saying no, it's okay. Or okay or fine. Then, when we talk of sentiments, we will be talking about two other factors: objective facts and subjective opinions. So, what is objectivity and subjectivity? So, objectivity is facts. Okay, so for example, the dimensions, the size, the color, whatever the facts, what do you describe, those are objective. But subjectivity is where you insert your own emotions, your own feelings while describing these things. Okay? So, for example, if I just small chair, I'm just taking the chair as an example. But if I say the chair is made of plastic, that's the objective. But if I say the chair is beautiful, that is subjective. So I may find it beautiful, you may find it ugly. Okay, so this is subjective. Okay, so we will see this in reviews mostly. Okay, so same movie, somebody may write positively, somebody may write negatively. Same book, somebody may review it, giving it negative value. Somebody may say it is really exceptional book. So that's the subjectivity. Now, when we have writings like that, and we want the computer to understand, right? So we have to actually look at for this data set. It will be interesting to take the subjective documents. Okay, but another work, say, which works on, say, you want to do the factoid question answering system. Okay, so factoid and non-factoid. So I hope you already have heard about question answering systems, right? You ask the question, it gives you answers. Like Google, for example. Google, you can ask questions. Google, you can also just give phrases. But there are many question answering systems, okay, which can give you answer if your question is factual. Like what is the capital of, say, India? It will give you. Okay? Who is the Prime Minister of India? It will give you. That's factoid. Non-factoid would be like other expressions, other views. What is the Prime Minister of India's views on current education system? Unless this entire thing exists in some document, Google also cannot, Google or ChatGPT cannot extract it. Okay, so the non-factoid. Non-factoid when we are talking about opinions, other things. Okay. So so when you are dealing with factoid question answering system, you are looking at the objective part. When you are dealing with sentiment analysis, you are looking at the subjective part. Okay. So here I have given one example. The building looks horribly tall among the cute bungalows. This is objective or subjective? So those who can see the screen, the building looks horribly tall among the cute bungalows. Yeah. Subjective. It is a 20-floor building. It is located in the western suburbs. Objective. So whoever sees this, whoever has to try to send us, it will be same. For example, this building, suppose the architect has to describe or the planner has to describe, let's say it's a very beautiful building. Somebody else may find it ugly, but somebody else may find it beautiful also. So basically, when we are dealing with sentiment analysis, these are some of the terms that we are talking about subjectivity, which includes there is an overlap in the study. So it could be opinion analysis. Yeah. Opinion, then sentiment analysis includes the opinion, emotions, all that. Similarly, when we are talking emotion, we use the term affective. Okay, affective community. So effective, we have the term affectionate, right? But this is similarly we also have a verb affect. Okay, so this is little different. This is effective, means related to emotions. available online. Okay, you can look at this sending WordNet. Okay, sending WordNet. So WordNet is a very good lexical resource where all the words in English language are linked. Okay, linked based on different relations. For example, the word chair and the word furniture will be linked by one relation. Chair and say table will be linked by another relations. Okay, so for example, if you have a hierarchy, the superlative term will be furniture, and chair, bench, table, everything will be under that. So these are like co-hypernyms we call them. I mean, I don't want to use linguistic terms, but the top one we call it hypernym. Others we call hypernyms. And whatever are below are co-hypernyms. You can have the animal, dog, cat, cow, pig. Okay. So all of them have a superlative term, which is animal. Again, animals may have different types of animal, like wild, domestic, but you build a hierarchical structure. So similarly, you have a word, then you also have synonym of. So one word can have many synonyms. Okay. Similarly, one word can have many meanings. Each meaning can have a relation with another word. Okay. For example, let me take these words related to since IPL is going on. How many of you keep watching IPL? Okay, good. So we'll take example from cricket. Say the word cricket. How many meanings of cricket are there? Two. One is the insect, one is the game. Okay. Now cricket will have its own other insects under insect category. Cricket, hockey, football, these will be under sports. Okay, now within cricket, are there any words that have more than one meaning? So these are called semantic field. All the words let easy one. So wordnet is a lexical resource that all its terms are linked together by different relations. They can be synonym, they can be antonym, they can be hypernym. Similarly, verbs are also related. Now, among all these words, there are some words that carry sentiment. Okay, for example, if I say bad, what sentiment does it have? Positive or negative? Bad. So means this is a bad movie. Negative. Okay. This is a good movie. Fun. So among adjectives, words like bad, good, slow, fast. Okay. Now, for example, you have laptop. So you prefer a slow laptop or a fast laptop? Right. So you give a positive sentiment for past. Right? So words that carry sentiment like this, those are taken and created as these effect words. Okay. So among this among the words that the words that carry sentiment are taken out separately in that instance, which is like a subset of word that is sending word. Similarly, other effective words, and there are many subjective lexicon, adjective list. Adjectives again like separate from word. Then concept, this is with events, mind, and these are many resources that are available online. Similarly, you have this corpus, where you will see that these are annotated with the sentiment. So you don't have to actually create the corpus and annotate it with the values. There are, if you want to do any experiments, there are resources already available. Similarly, you have IMDb data set, which is carries for movies, movie reviews, okay, with the scores. So this can also be used to build your own sentiment analyzing. So there is this people who are interested can also so there is just like you have competitions. Okay, in NLP also there are competitions for the researchers. Okay, so this is called semantic evaluation. So most of the conferences hold this for over 6-7 months. So people have to register, then they release some data set and data and people compete. There is a leader and you completely the ones. Let after they release the scores. So depending on what module or what algorithm you have used, you can count those leader programs. Okay, so this Semivar, they had released a data set for sentiment analysis. People again used it a lot for machine learning purposes. Okay, so this is like the beginning of sentiment analysis. Today we have large language models. We have lots of data available. Okay, you can start with you can start with machine learning, then you can go to the next level. So basically, when you have a text and you have a set of labels, okay. So this data is marked with the labels. That's called the annotated data. Okay, you have a long corpus. Then you get annotated corpus. Now, after the annotated corpus, you can run your machine learning algorithms, and the system learns for that. So for that purpose, you will keep training data and testing data separately. So it's up to you. You can keep 80%, 20%, 75%, 25%. But usually at least 80-20 are done. So you train on 80% of the data, you test it on 20%. There are different ways also doing it. So every time you can enrich, keep running it so that it keeps learning more and more. So you can have machine learning approaches, lexicon-based approaches, and hybrid. So I said some words themselves carry sentiment, right? That plus learning the sentences with the data, with the labels. Both of them will help in rebuilding the models. So some of the latest research happened in multimodal sentiment analysis. So multimodal, like not just text but image plus text. Okay, or a visual video. Okay, suppose you want to rate the song. So what we do in NLP, people working in text analytics, we just take the lyrics and do the sentiment analysis. But in multimodal, we not only look at the lyrics, we also look at the music. We also look at the video. Suppose you want to rate a song as positive or negative. Okay. Or any of the quadrants we have, we will indicate the quadrants also. So there, depending on your research problem, you can look at only lyrics or lyrics plus audio, lyrics plus audio plus video. But sometimes just by looking at lyrics, you don't get to know whether there is sentiment or not, positive or negative. By looking at actors' expressions, emotions on their face. Somebody is crying, somebody is laughing. It is easy. You get more clues, right? So multimodal sentiment analysis. It is very challenging, but that is another research problem. Not that. Well, active-based sentiment analysis. So this is you're looking at different features. Okay. So features and aspect. So for example, if I should write about a book, a review of a book, what do I talk about? Okay. So I cannot keep saying the book is good, the book is bad, right? One sentence the debate is over. But suppose I have to write in 10 sentences. What all should I talk about? Any idea? If I have to write a review of the book, what all should I talk about? What section? What plot? Very good. Characters, plot, right? Writing style. Okay, so these are nothing but aspects for me. Similarly, if I have to write a review for a movie, what will it be? Screenplay, direction, acting, very good, editing, action, cinematography, right? So these are aspects. So one is in aspect-based sentiment analysis. For every aspect, you put the score. Okay. So acting, very good. Cinematography, very good. Okay, but story is weak. Okay, so every aspect is getting a score. Then at the end, you have to collaborate that and give the overall scoring for the whole document. Okay, that is the aspect-based sentiment analysis. Then opinion analysis generally this is done in debates. Okay, suppose there are two people nowadays that the election is going on. We can see that every party there is a debate among them. Okay, what are they talking about? Or suppose you have a debate amongst yourself. Okay, you can take some debate like okay, who will win the IPL draw? Okay, and why? So you will keep throwing your sentences, right? This thing will win because okay, and you keep justifying that. So this is opinion, your opinion on a certain theme, whether it is positive or negative, and how much if it is negative, why, all the justification that in the debate your contribution is taken and whether you are for or against. Suppose we take one thing, whether you are for or against, you can calculate it from your inputs in the debate. Okay. So similarly, this data set is also available. So we have a data sets for parliament debates. We have online, there is a forgot actually, but a debate about an upcoming movie, a debate about upcoming project. Okay, you have all these iPhones coming, right? Even before they are released, the debates whether they will be good or bad. The debates whether it will be better than Samsung or worse than Samsung. Okay, these are the debates we are talking about, and it does not stop only at positive, negative, but it's fine range. Okay, it goes to the level of exact detailed discussion. Okay, that is fine range opinion analysis. Then language specific. So all the resources I had shared earlier is available for English. But now suppose you want to work for sentiment analysis in Telugu, sentiment analysis in Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, right? So what do you have to do? You have to create your own data set. Okay? So at NLP where I work in reply, we encourage students to work in their mother tongue. Because the whole world is working in English. English, again fight work in that. We should build tools for in our own language. And today, with all these big companies like Microsoft, Google Research, Apple, they all are also working in local languages. Right? So, in that sense, today we also have data sets available in non-Indian languages. Okay, but other way of doing it is translating the data sets. Whatever is available in English, translate it into your language, and you have the data set ready and but now you need large amounts of data sets, right? And our machine translation is not up to the mark. So you have to do post editing also. Okay, so that is the important step when you are using machine translation. So these are some tools again that are available online. So that is good tips that we can use to create your sentiment analyzer for a particular data set. Okay. So, so some features given the data, like we are talking about corpus, right? You have to first clean it. The corpus can contain many things. Okay, like punctuation marks, all these things. Depending on the word you are doing, punctuations can give you more clues or they may hamper your work. For example, if I say the movie is very good, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. So my meaning is that it is excellent. The movie is very good. So punctuation marks may give us lots of information. But similarly, if you have commas and many other things, it may not be really good for the tools that they are using. So for other words, like say machine translation or all that, know the punctuation. But in sentiment analysis, you need to keep some of the emotionalized, some of the punctuation marks. So I've given a link here. Okay, this contains many of the tools that one can use for sentiment analysis. Okay, so basic steps. Okay, tokenization. So tokenization is so let us imagine there is a text of say 10 sentences. So every word will be given on one line. That is tokenization. Okay, token. So token and words are different. Okay. So normally we say this text has 50 minutes. Okay. But when we talk about token, okay. So every line you're putting a token. Now, why distinguishing between word and token is important is you can have a word that actually contains more than one part. Okay. So, for example, name of your college. Okay. So, Keshav Memorial. Now, should we say this contain say 4 words and they have to come together, right? In token, what we do, every word carries one word. Now, if you give it separately, okay, then whatever analysis you are doing, it will say, suppose machine translation, it has to translate it. So you don't want memorial to be translated. So let me ask, what is the Telugu word for your college? Is there a Telugu word? It's called full translated. Translated. We don't have. Okay. I thought every college has a translated. Okay. If we convert just a word into Telugu. So on your board, it's not written anyways. Okay. That is the necessity nowadays. Schema, restaurant names, company names, college names, Indian languages also, local language. So maybe we'll tell your 10 minutes. But suppose, okay, if it is not there, what is the translation you will give for the college? Your college name. Sahagirika Institute. Because there was something not like it. Smarak. Yes, sir. Smarak. Smarak. So, so any year they recognize, say, person, location. Okay. So there are many other things there will also identify. So in that, the purpose, so we come back to tokenization is nothing but given a text, every mark is a token, marked as a token. Then it is a part of each one of them. Okay. Then back of words model is run on this. So it looks at say the if it contains words like bad, good, excellent, okay. It's based on that, it will create a model. Okay, just on the words. And for our purpose, that is continuous path. Our purpose. The words, the sentence. Okay. So similarly, we will have many other machine learning models. And models we have. I will not go into the words. Say your training data contains lots of news. Okay. Your testing data may not have exactly same color as your training data, but still it should be able to identify. Okay, so this is just an example to show. So this shape may not be in the training data, but still it learns. It learns with the shape in the color. So we are not training on images, but we are training on text. Right? So given a review and marking it, say 1 out of 5, another review marking it as 4.5 out of 5, the machine is learning. Why is this 1? Why is this 4.5? Okay. Machine automatically learns. That is unsupervised learning. But if you give the labels for everything you are giving, like the aspect based we said, and you are giving the scores, so you are labeling every sentence with its own score. That is supervised learning. Okay, so machine learning can be supervised or unsupervised. So this is what is happening. So given input, the model realizes it matches the reference data, and it says, okay, this is an answer. So this is the machine learning that is happening. So usually, human interpretation is more accurate, but humans are short in number, right? So for example, how many of you give reviews once you buy your any product from say Amazon? How many of you visit nice and go and give? Or any restaurant you go and give a Google review? How many of you do that? Does anyone give reviews? No. Do you read? Yes. So what kind of reviews do you read? Huh? What kind? Mostly positive. Hey, but which product, which movie reviews? So do you watch movie? Reading the reviews? See, if you are movie of a favorite character, so normally, subjective answer. So you may like because your hero acted in that. Some you may not like because of some ideology differences also. Right. So this is again subjective matter. So but still human interpretation is much more accurate given this data. But if you want large amounts of data to be studied, humans cannot do that. Okay? Humans cannot read large amounts of data. So we need a machine to do it for us. Okay, give large amounts data and let the machine analyze it and tell us whether it's positive, negative, whether it is 3.5 out of 5 or 1.5. And let the machines do that work for us. So we build a model for the machine and for usage of the human only. Yes. So this is what maybe I was saying. These are from different websites. You can see that one website is giving 85% as good for this movie. Okay, it has giving average rating 10.6, reviews counted, how many reviews? Okay, and similarly, same movie, another website is giving 8.6. I can say like now okay, now I'm watching the you. Yes. Wow. No, but if you are going for a mother, study to go. They will ask us, whether many exams were there. Sure. Service was cost loss. So, not question getting one. Everyone will divide. So, what will be trained in let's put some sex. So, what you have mentioned is aspects of the shop, aspects of the model of the chain, right? So, it could be, so suppose I want to buy the object, then I look only at that as whether the shopkeeper was friendly, unfriendly, I don't find. Right? So I will look only at the output part. So you know, even the review is broken down components. So suppose a machine compiles it. Today, I mean, if you just open Amazon and see, it is giving a summary. How many people reviewed it? How many people say it is a good product? So earlier the summary wasn't there. You just went and see, okay. Suppose for example, if I have to buy say a laptop. So there is a laptop that has a 5 star, 5 out of 5 star. Okay. Then there is a laptop that has 4 star. Which do you think I'm going to buy? So that is the first. Second, what I do is how many people give 5 star? Suppose only one person gave 5 star. And 4,000 people gave 4.5 star. Which one will I go for? 4.5, right? So this also becomes important. How many people are doing it? See, today we live in a time where people are not honest. People buy reviewers. People, even the movie reviews, paid reviews they are called, right? They mislead. Similarly, even for products, when one reviewer could be that shopkeeper himself or the brand person himself. So normally that 1 or 10 we don't try to do because they may be friends of those people. So for honest review, you look for thousands of reviews. Even if the total score is lesser, that is a better review. Same way in these components, if we are talking about the content, the design is beautiful, I may go for that. Okay, just for that. But overall shopping experience, I will look at the entire. Okay, so suppose one shop has 4.5 rating. Then I also look at the components. Another shop has 3 ratings. I also look at it. Suppose the 3 is because of other factors. Then we may ignore that. Yes. So this is just to show again the reviews. If you are really interested, you can look at the entire range of reviews for the same product. So, for example, if you want to buy this laptop, look at Flipkart, look at Amazon, more. That is one way of doing it. Okay, because you are going to invest lots of money. It's better to do it. Sometimes we just follow one of our mentors. If they say it is good, we will just blindly follow and buy it. That's the easiest way, right? Somebody said this movie is good, you like that person, you just go and look it. Right? Just like that. Otherwise, you make an effort. Some more effort, you can contribute to the data also. Okay, if you eat at a restaurant, contribute to the data. Somebody, some NLP practitioner may find your reviews useful also. So I have some more data here. So here. So again, for example, if you have to order from a new place or order a new dish, do you look at the reviews, ratings? Yes. So this is nothing but sentiment analysis in use, right? So initially I said how many of you know about sentiment analysis? Maybe one or two days the next. But in your everyday life, whether it is buying things online or ordering food online, we are using sentiment analysis only. So here, for example, there is scoring. Okay, 4.44, 4.4. Similarly, this is another result for the watch. Again, you have scores. See, this is the number I am talking about. 1,387 people get 4.2. 237, 4.2. So this is an average. Okay, so 237, some may have given 3, some may have given 4, some may have given 5, some may have given 1. But the average is 4.2. Then you have, okay, now look at this 3, but only 2 people get. Okay, 4.19 people. Again, 4.2. Okay, so many people have been. So all this matters when you're doing it. Okay, so you are doing the judgment by taking different factors. You don't go only looking at the score. 4.5 by 9 people or 4.2 by 44,000 people. You are making the decision. So with human brain we can do that. Now if you have to tell the computer, you have to put this extra thing. But you compute it by the number of users also. Okay. If we just look at the score, you will say, oh, this is the best of the lot. But if you say this plus the number of reviewers, it may, again, like humans, it may increase. Okay, so these are some of the applications which all of you have already used it. Similarly, suppose you want to go for higher studies. Okay? Or you came to KMIT, right? Why did you come to our group like it? Right? You should have come, right? So KMIT is a better college, right? So then you must have made some analysis, some preferences before choosing one college, right? So you have lots of options, but you may use some factors. Oh, it is closer to my home, or my friends go to this college, or there are movie theaters nearby. Right? Many factors. If like that in the jungle, you will live there. Right? It could be or you have to stay in hostel compulsory. You will have many factors like that which will help you decide okay what to choose. Similarly, suppose I showed a picture of food. You want to go and eat out. How will you decide? Or you go to a restaurant, how will you decide what to eat? So in one particular place, you say, oh, in this place, this product is good. Okay, this dosa is good here. You go to that place, biryani is good there. Okay, so you are doing this human intelligence kind of reviewing yourself all the time. Right? This kind of intelligence we want computers to have. Depending on the context, depending on the environment, depending on the weather. Okay, sometimes weather also decides what to eat. Right? So if it is hot, you may prefer some things. If it is rainy, you may want to eat something else. Right? So this kind of information computer doesn't have. But we can feel. Suppose we feel when it rains, Indians prefer to have hot pakoras. Tomorrow, if you somebody uses now the computer, it will suggest that. It will give such suggestions. See? Okay. It has not very good limits.
Oye, ya, agora casi nada na boca, eu muito eu por tudo. Até não tem. Então, eu também. Eu não vou tirar. Six feet, faz isso. Aí eu digo, daí eu não vou. Não faz isso, eu não.
Ah, yes. Next is to the glass one. But sentiment analysis, so which has its application in the real world. Okay. So from your experience, like when you're doing selection of a project or selection of a co-writer, restaurant, anything, right? So either you yourself as a team make your own decision, think at the reduced team. Otherwise, computer does a summary of that and computer is giving you. See, the other thing, like here, I have mentioned, I guess some of that recommendations. So, for example, if you are looking at different laptops, then computer again provides you data on more computer products, right? Or related ones. So, you look at computer, it will give other paraphernalia that you need in the lab. Okay. Similarly, if I want a kitchen product, you have recommendation of all the related products. How is it doing? That means every product is linked with something. Okay, so other things sometimes everybody keeps complaining of you explore things in Amazon and you're on another website, say YouTube, still advertisements related to what you have searched will appear there. Right? So these things are a nuisance sometimes, but sometimes they're useful also. Right? Most of the time we think, how is it able to know? You are just thinking also, it is able to tell you, give you the recommendations. Right? You are thinking of going to a gym, it will give you products, health related product. How is it able to do? So this is the entire data is linked in that way. So I talked about something of semantic field, right? So everything related to one field is all related. So if you are working on one product, if you are searching for one product, related products will also appear in your field. Similarly, advertisements related to that will appear, right? So suppose you start purchasing books on spiritual journeys. Okay, or on how to improve your personality. You will find recommendations for benefits. Right? So your search is also being looked at. Right? Similarly, when we are talking predictive analysis, right? So this is the opinion we have seen, right? So now the upcoming elections, you can see that already people are making opinion polls. Right? So all these things, whatever we are discussing, are behind this technology, behind this algorithm that are going to predict next thing. So it can be predicting next word. When you're typing, say in WhatsApp or Facebook, the next word keeps appearing, right? So how does it the next word appear? It is learning from all that is in the corpus. Okay. So if you want to, if you start writing, okay, you will see gray shades of text is appearing. Okay. So if you click enter, that entire thing comes. Okay. So today, even when you are typing in mail, you have this predictive analytics is working. Similarly, prediction at a higher level. Okay, this is at a lower level of your text. A higher level is prediction of who will be the next chief minister, who will be the next prime minister, which party will win. This is at a higher level. There it is multimodality. They are not just looking at the data that is in textual form. They are looking at many more data points are needed to do such predictive analysis. Okay, because we are concerned only with the text part, we are saying that in a corpus. If every time a particular word comes, the following words, because suppose we say the boys, next word will be A-R. The boy, next word will be I-S, is. So it is learning. If it is plural, it will be R, it is singular, it will be is. Similarly, happy, you write, you will say birthday, New Year, okay, Christmas, it is predictive. Okay, but you keep saying happy birthday, it will learn. Every time you write happy, it will say birthday. This is the learning, machine learning happening, which is used for predictive analysis. Okay, so similarly, all these are used for different domains. Okay. And this was another example from Amazon.com. Okay, the summary of it nowadays that is very so different people have given different ratings, but based on that. So this was just a case study to show how a sentiment was used on a same line. Okay, so this is the kind of text that was used and this studied the attitudes. Okay. So again, attitude can be positive or negative, right? So like when ma'am said, the shop, a review on the shop or go to jewelry shop, right? So the attitude of the shopkeeper also matters when you're giving the rating. Similarly, about the restaurant, how the service was, right? Whether they receive you in a friendly way or they ignore you when you enter, that all reflects in your review. The food is good, but the service is bad. Service is low, right? So these are the things that are used every day. So this data was about studying attitude, okay, and there was another data set that talked about US airlines. I'll just show you the words that were used. Okay, so this was a Twitter data set. Twitter has an advantage, it takes hashtag, right? Hashtag is a clue for this. So they based on this hashtag, so there was a activity about the Brexit concept was calculated. Then this is about the US airline, the sentiment by airline stock prices for negative sentiment. There are some categories given here about the service. Then the most common reason for negative sentiment. So they are talking about the service and the less number of flights, cancelled flights, no communication. So all this become negative. Okay? And the sentiment about that, so this is negative, neutral, positive. So how the negative is going, okay, and the breakdown of the sentiment. So this is the negative and positive neutral. So this is why whenever you travel, whenever you buy a meal, whenever you eat at a restaurant, your meals also matters. Okay, I mean that is just a positive thing. I'm just not like an NLP practitioner because we can lots of data to any work, right? And good data is provided by users or customers. So this was based on the customer's data, and this is a breakdown of the sentiment. And then this was a word cloud used, most common words in negative reads. Okay, again, this is customers' reviews only. So this is some of the websites that talk about reviews. Okay, Berg talks about restaurant, Mouchner, our IPO, reviews, Bollywood, Hamama talks about movie reviews. Okay, so I think reviews can be reviews. There are professionals, they're more like journalists, trained people, they give proper reviews. But see, when users give these reviews, it can be of any kind of language. So, Flipkart or Amazon reviews also you see, the language is really bad sometimes. So sometimes when you're collecting or scraping data from such things, you have to put extra effort in identifying the mistakes. You have to normalize the data set. Sometimes it's your bad language that can move it. Okay, because your language tools or processing tools may not be able to handle such errors. So this is users make more mistakes. Professionals can make give well-formed sentences. So this is a typical review website. Mouthshut.com, and if you anytime I haven't seen it recently, but for hospitals, colleges, okay, for anything, you go there and search. Or you can also enter your own college, your own hospital, or any entity here, and people can come forward and give their opinion. So this was about IIT Bombay. Okay, so this is the review and rating. All the students will give their opinion, okay, and all getting the scores. So this is just it, yes. So one quickly Telugu law. This is another place where we have scraped lots of data for movie reviews. This is how the data is given. So name of the movie, and this itself helps you. Now, as a NLP researcher, I can also just look at these things. For those unable to read, I just read it down. So there is only bland and boris. Rather, slow and routine action drama. Southern normally, decent concept, underwhelming narration. They will whatever period action drama, computer street love drama. So this itself it gives you some clues. Okay? See, like I said, if you really like the hero or really like the heroine or like that, whether the review is good or bad, you will go and watch. But suppose you want to make a selection. These things help. Okay? This is by a human reviewer only. Okay, so all these things. So if I have to do as a researcher, I can just look at this phrase to give the scoring, negative or positive. By just reading it. For example, I'll ask you, I mean, half the movie names I haven't even heard. I don't even know when they got released. But these are all recent movies. So, for example, if I have to say RGV Shabatam, boring political drama. So, is it positive or negative? Vertical Bhima, only for the masses. Neutral. Vishwak says Gami, a different experience. So this sometimes there is this curiosity also put there, right? So you have seen say Vishwak says one movie. Now you're curious, so he's a good actor, he experiments something, and your curiosity may trigger violence. So this is all about language only. See, for example, there's another movie that fails to an extent. Fails to impress. Suppose somebody said, okay, go and see this Charlie 111. Then you come here and say fails to impress. Will you go or will you stop? You want to go for another movie. Right? So see, even reviewers have an important role. They can make or break the movie. Right? This is for small movies it's still fine, but even in bigger things, paid reviews with they say even if the movie is bad, they write very beautiful things, and if they don't like some actors, so Telugu movies are famous for their hand based kind of a thing there. So all I'm saying is the description itself is enough, but then you can click on each one of them. These are the screenshots I got. So this is how a typical review is. So this is the objective analysis. That is, anybody will give the same thing. Nati, Natu, Darshaku, Nirmatu. That is, actors, directors, producers, music director, cinematographer, editor, and some link to a credit. Then comes this story. At the end, say 3 4 paragraphs. I just took a screenshot of the last paragraph. It is the table. That is the summary of the review the universe. So if you can see here, okay, instead of me, I ask one of you to come and read it from. I want to see how you can read Telugu properly. Please come and take the mic and read for your friends. We want to look at the aspect. We said aspect, right?
Yeah.
Done. Next. Please go. You. Yes, come. Please clap because none of the words are. We can read from this. Make it go other professor. My family, he said, my graduation is on చేస్తారు నువ్వు ఉన్నాయి ఇవి పక్కన పెడితే మరోసారి నేను గారు మంచి క్రియేటివ్ తో నేను ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ కి క్రియేటర్స్ తో అన్నిటి కాబట్టి What's the name? Okay, so now, by this, is it positive or negative? So it also talks about compromise, right? The problem identified with the very good. Mostly here, there is a disappointment. See, when we are doing word lexicon based, every word will have some score. It will just go slowly looking at the words. So if the review has a word like sad or disappointed, it is negative. If you do it at sentence level, it will look at disappoint, chayadu. Okay? Both. It will look at both. Okay? So that way sentence level is good. Then sometimes it is given everything, but it will also say one more time. Say till part 3 or till third. Okay? Till cube this is square, right? So it should be till. So if till cube comes with the same story, not run. Because it's a predictive analysis. You cannot be depending on some template only. Right? You have to do more changes. So these reviews will also help in that. Okay, now let us look at one more. Okay, now one for the boy. One boy should come and read now. We will see how good your Telugu is. So for Hindi speakers, they should also translate what the meaning is. How many got first class marks in Telugu? All of you, right? Some may have got about 90 also. Please come. The first person here, I'll ask him. Yes, come. Teluguలో ఎన్ని మార్క్స్ వచ్చినాయి? 10. Why?
మొత్తంగా చూసినట్టు అయితే ఈ పారిశ్రామిక రంగంలో కొన్ని మూమెంట్స్ నెల్లూరు నడమ కొన్ని మూమెంట్స్ తప్ప ఇక చెప్పుకోవడానికి పెద్ద విషయం లేదు. మెయిన్ గా సినిమాలో సరైన ప్రదర్శించి ఇచ్చాయి. ఓవర్గా సాధించింది పాత్రలు రూపాలు వంటివి ఈ సినిమాని అంత ఎంగేజ్ గా మార్చలేకపోయాయి. వీటితో అయితే ఈ వారం గారికి చిత్రాన్ని స్కిప్ చేసేయడం మంచిది.
Thank you. Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, so positive or negative? So the review is also saying, if one until that means with this weekend, you can skip this movie. Okay, so you can save some money by not very quick. So this is again, if you see the review, uh, the reviewer themselves have given this rating. But if you train a sentiment analyzer, it will give rating for every word that is used, every adjective that is used, at the sentence level also. It depends on your approach. Lexicon based or sentence based or document based. And it's a overall story. So most of the research we also do that we give the whole script, whole text. Then we also give the summary like this and then match. So this becomes the reference data. Human review is the reference data. Then we use machine learning algorithms and try to give some scoring like this and we compare it. So text like this is getting 2.25. Then we ask which is learning on such data that is able to predict the scoring mix. Okay, so 2.25 or 2 or lesser or more. Suppose after reading it, still giving say 4 out of 5. That means it is not giving good results. Your data, somewhere there is some problem. Maybe it is not reading the negative words here. It is just reading the words, so not its words. Okay, so all these things have to be kept in mind when you are building these language tools. So this is similar to what I was saying. This was about the camera. See again, the aspects for each product will be different. So for camera, words like resolution and other things will be used. Okay. This is again how errors how human review would be. It's become difficult for we cannot use the data as it is. You have to clean the data. Okay, so for example, this review from outshot.com has lots of punctuations, lots of grammatical mistakes. This is one more review which is about the cell phone. One more aspect in reviews is sarcasm. Okay, sarcasm is a very challenging thing. For example, one of the movie reviews could be that if you have money to waste, go and watch the movie. Or if you want to enjoy air condition, go and watch the movie. See, the computer will just understand, go and watch the movie, it will say it will recommend it's a good movie. Only human can understand it is sarcasm. Okay? In this hot summer, enjoy the AC. Right? So or go to a mall, best mall in the world. Okay. So this is sarcasm only. Okay. So these things are very challenging. So this is For example, nowadays people are talking about burning calories, right? This is another circus. It just burn 2000 calories. That's the Rathanalli grounding in the Amal Pala stream. Okay, so it is literally burning the things. Uh, when we're dealing with data, lots of things can come in the data, like clickbait. So how many of you understand clickbait? Good. Right? So clickbait is, as the word suggests, it's a trap. It gives a deadline, the headline in such a way that you feel like clicking on it. Okay? And then will be all junk. Okay? So it may say, do you know the cure for corona? Or do you know which thing in your kitchen cures corona? This was the types of clickbaits that came during corona. You click it, it doesn't tell anything. It keeps talking of junk and then you keep going to next page, Last, we say, just have some bitter cartoons or something. Okay? So these are clickbaits. Similarly, they talk about actors or the lives of actors. Okay? Do you know which heroine rejected Bahubali? So you want to go and check, right? The curiosity is done there. So this is another research problem which works on the text classification concept. Okay, so again the binary only whether it is clickbait or not. The sentiment we did yes or negative, positive. We can also do clickbait. Okay, so for that we had actually collected data set for Telugu and Hindi, and we had worked on the clickbait detection also. Hate speech is another task. Okay. Hate speech. So we've been talking about sentiment, emotion, right? Now we are just looking at what other things can be worked at using the same algorithms or same methodology like that we have been using for sentiment analysis. So, for example, hate speech on Facebook. So the amount of hate speech acted on by Facebook, we can see here 7 million of this percentage, which were flagged by users, 80% and 20% were flagged by users, and automatically Facebook detected 80% of it. Again, like I said, as responsible users, if you come across anything that is derogatory, anything that is discriminatory, right? We can always flag place it to the Facebook people, right? So suppose there is something that is not acceptable to you, you can always flag it. So again, not many users. Of the millions of users, only 20% may be flagging it, right? 20% users may be doing that. So again, but automatically, even wherever the 20%, the machine is learning what to flag on its own. Okay, that is the hate speech detection. Again, we have worked on hate speech. We have collected data in Hindi from political speeches and okay, and used another dictionary of slang, and we had a vocabulary list. Okay, that is the lexicon based approach. If those words are contained in the text, it is identified as hate speech. Okay, so this is the same methods we have used. So, okay. Let me ask, do you have any questions at this point? Because I'll just show some tasks that we are doing. Any questions? Any related questions? Yes.
While giving hate in comment sections, if a person gives hate with some reply, for him, by giving reply to him, other person adds in comment. So his comment gets deleted, but the original comment stays.
Stays. True.
Right.
So again, so the who is deleting it, right? So whether this person is deleting or the Facebook is deleting. Then if you are raised to this comment, the Facebook will block the user, right? So Facebook, does a temporary block. Say 1 month, the person cannot post anything, or can view but cannot post the different things, or banned from Facebook for example. Right? So the Facebook does many of these things with the through algorithm that works. Yeah, definitely. So there is bias. For example, if suppose there is something derogatory or discriminatory, something that is racial, right? And we are not flagging it. It means the computer thinks, human think this is acceptable, right? See, if something wrong is happening and you are not saying it is wrong, computer is computer. It will just think there is nothing wrong with that. So it will think it is positive. Right? On its own, it will learn. Okay, only if we tag it for this kind of sentences is racist, this is sexist. We have to tell it, then it will learn. If we don't tell, it will think this is alright. And as it is, there is bias in our language, right? The gender bias, the subjectivity bias, right? If we don't point it out, okay, then the machine will learn that. So this is a document list. Suppose this room is filled with papers. Some papers may be from physics, some from chemistry, some from math, some from medicine, law, literature, right? How you have to categorize that? How do you do that? This is document classification. First, you have to train. Okay, like suppose as humans, how will we do? We look at the keywords. Okay, some medical term, this goes into this bucket of medical. Some physics term it goes. Sometimes you may mix up also. Some chemical term may look like a physics term. Right? Some mistakes may happen, but how you doing? With your background in physics, chemistry, maths, or other things, law, you are able to do it. That familiarity is what we have to give the machines. Okay, machine should be learned, should be trained on such data. What is physics? Give it all the physics books. It will learn. Give it all chemistry books. It will learn. Now you mix up physics and chemistry and it will identify which is physics, which is chemistry. Okay, so it's all about the training thing. So here also you see that suppose there is raw text data all mixed up, it will be able to implement technology, sports, action. So this is putting them in different categories. Similarly, topic classification. Okay. So there are different. So today, most of us have apps, right? So even SMS. I don't know how many of you use Microsoft SMS. Do you use? You know what is SMS, right? You do. My son says, who uses SMS nowadays? I still use it. Okay, if you open SMS, it shows transaction. It is categorizing on its own. Similarly, like most of us use Gmail or Outlook, we use the Microsoft Outlook. It categorizes spam versus non-spam, personal versus non-personal. How is it able to do? Right? So this spam filtering is a big boon for us. Otherwise, our inbox will be filled with it. Similarly, phones. So if you get a phone number, sometimes your phone is also telling you it may be a spam. Right? How is it able to do? Somebody must have tagged that number as spam. Okay, somebody has saved that number as spam or raised a flag saying it's a spam number. Then when that call comes in your phone, it will say it is most probably a spam. So these are the classifiers we are talking about. Okay, categories. Breaking down the documents or text into different categories. This is a document classification, yeah, text classification is what we see. So this is one example of topic classification. It looks at it reads the mails. It reads the mails and identifies which is spam, which is not, and accordingly puts them in the respective folders. So we have gone through this. Okay, usually the text classification method depends on the training table. After we proceed, and given the labels, it comes from the and then it classifies. Okay, given the text itself, it classifies them as class X, class Y, class Z. Or same thing if we are talking about sentiment analysis. So given movie, it is trained on this data set. It classifies as positive or negative, neutral, okay, any sentence or any review. It classifies it. Okay. Follow the same methodology. So this is again we have gone through it. When given input, features are extracted from the data, and then the models, the predictive tags. Okay, given the supervised learning, the tag will given predicts the tag. Can be anything like clickbait or not, hate speech or not. It can predict the basics. So, so this is so for the earlier one, earlier method was only about learning from the text, and this is using feature extraction. So this gives better output actually compared to the previous one. Work is working on. Similarly, for sentiment analysis, when we say features, we can talk about aspect. And deep learning, there are multiple layers here, okay, and this is again the way we think. Okay, in filtering many parts, right? So this is multi-layer process, transformation model. Depends on the multiple layers. It comes closer to humans' text processing. Okay, so just like human brain works when processing data, this is the method that is used for measuring in deep learning also. So it says, I like this movie very much. Okay. So these are the methods in every sentence, every layer is identified, and then actually gives whether it is positive or negative. So I'm not going deep into that, but just give a glimpse of the work. Okay, there are lots of things like newspaper articles, the bias we had talked about. We looked at bias detection in newspapers. Political bias. See, nowadays, publication houses are also run by political bias. Right? So, suppose they give bias review. So, even if their politician did something wrong, they will write it that the other party did wrong. Right? So, same article you can take from another newspaper. So this is how humans can compare where there is bias. Okay. So we do it as an objective thing. We just take the article and mark whether it is biased towards the party or against the party. For or against. Okay. So that work we have done on newspaper. Then most of the work was in project and movie reviews. We again worked on song lyrics. Again we worked in Hindi and Telugu. Okay, we also worked on multimodality. Then social media data, like Twitter data, we worked on gender identity. We sometimes change the gender. They may use picture of a woman or picture of a man, but from the text you can make out whether it is the other gender or same gender. Okay. So today in our society is so, we are becoming so biased with intolerant. Like people are also changing their names according to the religion. Okay, so they don't belong to a certain religion, but they change the name and they comment. Okay, that is also happening. But again, if we have more data like that, we can identify such identities. Okay. So this was how to identify fake accounts, whether it's gender or religion. Similarly, hate speech, deepfakes we have seen, and sexism from PETs was one work my MS student had done. The opinion mining and humor detection, sarcasm detection. So I worked in most of these languages, Indian languages, depending on the language of the student. So this is the sexism work. This was a preliminary work done in 2017. But after that, many people worked in a much better way. But I was just adding here because it was one of the first work in less of data, like 20,000 reads and all. Okay, so we have identified the sexism as benevolent and hostile and others. So benevolent is subjectively positive sentiment but is sexist. Hostile, explicitly negative sentiment and is sexist. All of you understand the sexism, right? Right? So it is like giving preference to one gender, right? And the remark can be sexist. Now, sexist remark can be benevolent or hostile. Hostile is very easy to identify, but benevolent is very difficult to identify, even by humans. Okay, so some examples I'll show you. Okay, this is definition. Sexism, prejudice, stereotyping, discrimination, typically against women on the basis of sex. So, for example, if I try to find something pretty about the blonde idiots. Okay, so this is another example which motivated us to take up this topic. This was Rio Olympics. Check it out. Rio Olympics was considered one of the most sexist Olympics in history. So this person who won many medals was not given a name. He was referred by uh, as a wife of somebody. Okay. So three-time Olympian Tony Gordon, wife of baseline. Okay, so normally the man wins a medal. It is a man who is the winning individual. But if a women wins, it is referred as a wife of somebody else. Right? So this is the bias we are talking about. This work. And then we went ahead and worked on. So this was work. Okay, that we took forward. We can work and. Okay, so these are the examples of hostile, which is easy to identify. Then benevolent, it looks like a compliment, but it is very sexist. Okay, women are like lovers. You are supposed to take care of them, but they stay beautiful and strong. Men are like equally. Okay, or no man succeeds without a good women behind him. Okay, wife or mother, if it is both, it's twice the. So again, here women is put as somebody whose job is only taking care, who should not have a career. Okay, so this is again looks like a compliment, but it is sexist in nature. So you are really smart for a girl. So this is also very sexist, right? See, for example, if you look data of accidents in India or the world, more number of accidents happen by truck drivers and cars, right? And if you look at the gender of the drivers, they are all men. But but the joke is women are bad drivers, right? So if you look at statistics, it is all the accidents. 99% of the accidents are done by men, right? But so this is the sexism we are talking about. So these are some research. One thing I would like to say that depending on the data, for example, for this data set, fastest classifier work better. For another kind, simply bits, some other algorithm may work better, some other model may be better. Okay, so depending on the data set. For example, for sentiment SVM are enough. They do a very good job, given lots of label with data. But for this kind, which is very hidden, like for example, when I had to annotate it manually, and my student was female, so I gave her two more students to annotate it. So the boys who were annotating were like, what is wrong with this? This looks beautiful. Then they could not even identify that there was sexism in the text. That's normal to them. Right? So this bias comes not only from the data, bias comes from annotators also. So, for some examples, show, we make use of adjectives, we make use of diagrams, okay, unigrams, diagrams, everything. And fast we have a better results than SVM and sequence to CD. Then I was talking about lyrics, right? So this was another word we did in both India and Telugu. So this is called Russell's circumflex. Russell's circumflex. We've been talking about it positive negative, but here you can see that there are four quadrants. Okay. So here we have words like aroused, astonished, excited, delighted, happy. So the word joy also comes here. Then you have pleased, glad, at ease, relaxed, sleepy. Okay, so here you can see that the arousal is very high here, arousal is low here. And the valency, this is positive. Now look at the valency on the left side. High arousal will have words like alarmed, angry, okay, afraid, distressed, frustrated. And the low translator on the negative valency, we have words like sad, depressed, low. So you can see this in the positive. You have excited, you have relaxed, you have angry, you have low. You can see this even physically about the balancing given. Now we are going now not from binary but from techniques and classifying the. So we took songs for this. So we had three annotators and what we did what we call inter-annotator agreement. So when text is or data is annotated, there should be agreements for a certain setup. Okay, otherwise the data is of no use. So for this work, SVM gave good results. Okay, for this experiment, their project gave good results, SVM gave good results. So we also created a data set for code mixed language to understand the code mixed language. So we use more than one language. Like the one page or telegram we saw, they're using many English words in the text. That is code mix. So when we speak Hindi or Telugu, we use English words, right? That is code mixing. So this becomes a problem because your one speech tagger, your syntactic parsers are trained on one language. But when you have words from another language, right, it becomes a problem. You have to train again and build the tools for mixed languages first. So this was what was like and give results for code mix. This is for code mix. Uh, the best result. Okay, for the neural network model, what makes neural network model, what makes features. So somebody talked about bias. So this was the bias. Again, we took data from 2014 election speeches. Right, when I unconversation for the light of getting here. So this was the data we had used to build neural bias. So this was such really for conditions and the kind of language that was used. Okay, and we have analyzed this. Okay, and what we the speeches that was annotated. So we took words self-positive, negative, individual, interrogative, creative, promises, local sentiment, request, and gratitude. We also looked at some words, kinship terms, like addressing the audience, like the own brother, or sister, or mother, that makes a difference. Okay, so these were the studies we had done, and we also predicted the winning candidate and the losing candidate at that time. So the winning candidate has a local sentiment much higher. Okay, so the winning candidate was talking about what's if you observe it, most of them, when they go, like this was another study. We had done a study on previous chief minister KCR's, and we had the vice president, what is name, Telugu person, I suddenly forgot the name. So we took, was it, vice president, the past vice president, Venkaiah Naidu. Like we took Venkaiah Naidu, Chandrababu Naidu, KCR Naidu, all teachers. So they were studying on how to speak depending on the environment, on the context. So when they have to speak with business people or commercial, the investors, they speak very good English. When they have to speak in Award Tamil or that, they speak standard Telugu. When they have to go for boards, they speak in the local dialect. Like you can observe KCR, they speak in the local dialect. But we take it in another context, it's standard Telugu. Okay, in another, he speaks in very fluent English. Okay, so how this influences them? Okay, so this was again studied manually by humans and we tried to build the algorithm to predict how they speak according to the environment. So the last was, I mean, I had lots of work, but I just added one more. This was about human. Okay, so practical sarcasm we have seen, but human is another challenging thing. Okay, to classify something as human or not humans. So I'll just show you some example. So this, for example, you must have heard this proverb, right? Where there is a will, there is a way. Now read this, where there is a will, there is a relation. What does it mean? We have many word sentences like this. Similarly, I always try to go the extra mile at work. Make that one extra effort in work. But my boss finds me and brings me back. So what happens is when you read half the sentence, you are thinking of some track, but the remaining sentence tells you the opposite. First half tells the person is hardworking. Second half says the person is avoiding the work. Marriage is a word for some and a sentence for others. You understand sentence? Sentence has two meanings. Sentence means a punishment. So sentence as a group of words is linked with word here. Okay? So sentence has two meanings. One is this. Other as a punishment is the human way that we do. So again, humans, it is possible for humans to identify such things, but how do you tell a computer to do? So these are more examples you can read it. Say something soft and sweet. So the girl is expecting, the boy is expecting some romantic answer, but she says custard pudding. Custard pudding is gulab jamun something. It is both soft and sweet, right? So then you have this call me a taxi, please. Sure, but Randy, you look like a truck. Again, the sentence call me has two meanings, okay? So we had done, just look at the panel. I so simply. So it is the most humorous novel that or a play we can talk about. So we have taken data from that to study human analysis. Then based on that, dealing with doing outcomes and development of lockdown, it means filter data set. Then everything that we have heard on chemistry. So this was the worldwide one student, chemistry student. This by another level student. So this was the annotation schema we did for human. So we have taken it and modified it. For example, human we classified as non-conversational, conversational, within conversational monologue dialogue. Monologue, benign, non-benign, and then dialogue, benign, non-benign, then types and techniques. So, among the types and techniques we looked at anymore. So, again types, we looked at four types, teasing, record, grammar, short and long. So, short and long is given yourself, laughing at yourself, okay. Then, retort is your being witty when replying. Banter is exchange of insults and remarks. Teasing, again, all of you understand that teasing, you may say things by not harming the other person. That's teasing, right? If it crosses the line, then it becomes a different thing. So then in techniques, we classified on direct and indirect. So exaggeration, fallacious reasoning, and usual profanity, stylistic figures. So for example, stylistic figure, like the proverb is used where there is a will, okay, it makes it refers to a problem. There is a will. Okay. Or from a title of a movie, title of a play, those are stylistic figures which you allude to. Then indirect satire and sarcasm. So these are some examples for each one of the examples. So these are from Kanya Sukam, like I said, we continue to credit union. So these are some of the things. Exaggeration. Weird year this is. January ended in a couple of weeks. February finished in just a few days, while March dragged on for about a year. So this was March was when lockdown was declared. Right? So that lockdown went for 13 days. So similarly, reasoning. Cancel all my weekend plans because of coronavirus. Stay home. Once this dumbass idiot coronavirus goes away, they can think of other reasons to cancel plans. Allusion. Okay, an Englishman, Irishman, Scotsman walking to a bar or so these are all COVID time humor that came about. Okay. Then, two things that becomes important are situation and relevance. And we have further categories like for it's time for an exciting adventure. Move to the other side of the couch. Or there were other things. Okay. After a long time, I am moving to from bedroom to kitchen. So these are the type of Twitter that are coming or social media posts that are coming. We collect all of this. So here, for example, health hygiene. 1665, now about the existence of microorganisms. 1892 discovered viruses. 1920 discovered penicillin. 2020 learned how to wash hands properly. Okay, work from home. Somebody stole my lunch out of the fridge and work today. The worst part about it, I am working from home. Okay, this is like a very often thing. There are many offices in the culture of keeping the food in the fridge. And boxes and somebody science and everything or So Corona time is the time when suddenly there are five people even in gated communities everywhere. Then online school. So this I think you were in school at the time, if I'm not wrong. So this way you may relate. There will be more schooling for the rest of the month due to technical difficulties. Technically, I'm finding it difficult to be good. So most of the time, the trends and cartoons that came about, we made use as researchers good use of that time. Like all I always did was scrape the data. Scrape returns. It returns like a living also, we scrape. So if we have business the most to take the data. Wherever there was data, Facebook post, any post, we just took data and made a really good analysis sitting at home and the thesis came out of that. So we use some methodology similar to the sentiment analysis. And this was some analysis with scoring qualification. And here we can see that the top level, whether it is humorous or non-humorous, the results were really good. Most of the models performed well. Okay. But when it came to multi-level, multi-class unit, that is going beyond the binary, there the results were not as expected. But you better stop. When you So on behalf of the environmental management staff and students, we thank you for your input instead of the session today, ma'am. So we often work on so many algorithms, machine learning and deep learning, but when it comes to NLP, really face challenges, especially as you discussed about algorithmic languages. Even moving calculation is working now. If I want to translate to one language to another language, the language is automatically detected. When I try to use multiple languages, what is the get which I believe that like multinational company working on so many things. But yet in this era, we despite of working on so many that we we work only on the technical aspects. As we have discussed, I would request Sunil Madam actually level to contribute Radhika ma'am. Readers and the Madam Secretary. Right. Lights on the just annual it's coming up. Yeah.
Card memory is full, man.
So, like for the morning session, is I join the 13 afternoon session after the session.
But the final session for today and for the entire FDP happens, it starts from 2 o'clock. So please come post lunch.
Only we will stand properly. ఇప్పుడు అర్థం కాదు ఇంకా ముందు పెట్టేయండి
Card పెట్టిండే full after full the lens next stop
Yogi, Yogi,